epidemiology, where the epidemiologists and outbreak investigators.
Since the scare that we had from the SARS crisis of 2003, but what these new papers do is indicate for the first time that it is theoretically possible to contain a pandemic strain of flu at its point of origin. Now that's very significant because that could save millions of lives and billions of pounds. Cases on a very rapid timescale and to deliver drugs for prophylaxis. There were some high points. That country has 3 and unfortunately the capacity for that on-the-ground surveillance.
Sensitivity analysis. So we did, in my case, hundreds of thousands and summarising, and there is a very detailed supplementary information published together with the main paper. We have an avian epidemic, a bird epidemic of influenza, which is spreading through Southeast Asia and then around the world, and it's now been detected in Russia. Now that virus is not able to be spread from person to person. We're getting a few human cases, but no spread. What we're worried about is the potential for the virus to mutate in a person and then be able to be spread from person to person, and that would trigger a global epidemic in humans. And so what we've looked at is whether we could do something about that epidemic in its earliest stages and stop it in its tracks.
A few words about the logistical and political context in which these modelling papers.
So what we looked at is what we could do about a new pandemic of influenza if a bird virus mutates and becomes able to be spread from person to person. And we used computer models to show that it is possible to stop transmission. If we detect the initial cluster of human cases early enough and then treat those cases with antiviral drugs, treat their families, their contacts and the geographic neighbourhood, and also restrict contacts between people by closing schools and workplaces, then we might be able to stop spread. But we need to act quickly to do it.
The community neglected to provide the resources that will be required.